Hello, welcome back to the podcast, the Gen X and Gen Z podcast with your host, AJ.
And your host, Cece.
In today's podcast, we're going to be talking about beauty standards. How
Yeah.
have they changed from the 90s to now?
Yeah, because they definitely has changed. Okay, a lot has changed from the 90s, as it should, because beauty changes, standard changes, style changes, fashion changes. But
But,
we're going to discuss it. Has it changed for the best or for
or
the
the worst,
worst?
is
Right.
it really something that's toxic or is it good?
Right. So, first thing I want to start off when we talking about this subject is who set the standards of beauty? Who was the standard God that's setting the standard of beauty?
I felt like, I don't know for sure, but I feel like maybe like Hollywood, like how Hollywood started. They started off with certain people with Eurocentric features, or you know, features that kind of seeing this as being beautiful, ideal. Like this is what we deem as attractive, so we want everybody else to follow it.
Right. And sometimes I feel like social media does the same thing for some
Hmm.
people. Like some people tune into social media to discover what's hip, what's trending, what are the standards. So we're going to talk about that more in details. But for me, coming from back in the day when the 90s was the best time, of course, we were very authentic, we was very unique, one of one type of thing. And so back in the day, of course, we still had celebrities, we had posters on our wall and things like that, but I felt like each individual person set their own beauty standards. Like the beauty came from within, what you wanted to do, how you wanted to dress, how you wanted to wear your hair. And then if someone else saw it and liked it, then they may, imitate it or try it out. And
Hmm.
so that's how things went back in back in my day.
And then in my days with the Gen Z era, I feel like a lot of us is more about what we see and we follow. Like we really do follow a lot of things, and some of them is from the 90s in that era. But I kind of noticed that we don't always be unique in that sense, but like we might have a few people that's like, okay, they're different from the crowd, they're not doing what everybody else do, but most of us is following each other due to social media, where it kind of normalized not having a different personality or not standing out too much, kind of like following a trend, exactly what our generation does. So
And I appreciate that coming from a Gen Z because y'all usually don't admit to stuff like that. But I thought that was very, upfront and just honest right there because, you know, I feel like you guys do kind of take from the 90s
I
and
don't think it's take, I think it's inspiration.
well, that's beautiful, but give us a shout out when y'all do it next time. That's all we ask. But either way, but that was honest. That was honest answer that you just gave. So what we're gonna start off with, we're gonna talk about the different type of beauty standards, and like I was mentioning earlier, when it came to social media, I think when people look at social media for inspiration, they really getting the true authentic person that they're looking at with the filters, with the
Plastic
different
surgery
plastic surgeries, with the apps that they can download
and edit.
and edit their bodies, and it's like, is that really?
I don't think so. And that's actually what I wanted to talk about, how plastic surgery and not looking like yourself has been so normalized in this generation that it's almost like anybody on social media has it. Like everybody on social media has it. Not saying everybody, but I'm seeing a lot of people that have these massive following. A lot of these people that claim they're in the gym. A lot of these people that claim, oh, this is natural, and it's really not. Like you go back to before pictures and you see a completely different person, just like for example, the Kardashians. It's like none of them look the same from their previous or pre-debut era until now. It's like it's a completely different person, and
And
it's
then they be so mad at you when somebody take a picture of them that's not filtered
edit.
or
Yeah.
edited, and it's like, oh, I caught. Look at this is how they look in real life, and they're like, oh my god, you caught me in bad lighting. It's like, girl, no, they just caught you out
And
in broad
normal, like
daylight, just normal.
this is your
Yeah.
normal, like there's no filters. And I think that's something that's different when people see somebody online, they're like, oh my god, this person looks like a goddess, and then you see them in person and you just like, they look like the average person, or even like they don't look like they can't hold up the standards that they have on social media. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
but
say.
they look average and typical, which is nothing wrong with that, normal. But because they over filtered and over edited their pictures, now people think like, ew, It's like, ew, disgusting. And it's like, it's not disgusting. She's just actually looking like a normal person. But because she over filter and deceive the public, when they
Mm-hmm.
finally see your real face, it's just like they're disappointed.
Exactly.
And so who's to blame but you,
Mm-hmm.
when you do something like that. Now, my thing is, well, I have a problem with, well, I have a problem with it because, I work in the beauty industry. I specialize in healthy hair and stuff like that. So when I see women wearing wigs, that throws me off. It really does. Because back in the day, the only people that wore wigs was your grandma's sisters and your grandma aunties and your grandma best friend. Not my grandma, because my grandma had healthy hair, but they wore the wigs back in the day just because either they didn't have all the hair, or some hair was missing, or they just had the little twigs up under their wigs, and they wore it. Now, granted, the wigs in 2026 look way better than the wigs back in the day, and I give that to you. But the thing about it is, nothing wrong with wearing a wig, changing up your style. I'm all here for that. But when you wear it every day, all day, you take more care of the wig versus your own natural hair. And then when you take the wig off, now your edges are gone. Now your hair is not healthy anymore. It's broken off. It's brittle. And now you must continue the wig. So it's just like when the wigs try to play off, or they're no longer a trend anymore. It's like you're stuck wearing that wig now because you messed up your hair, you damaged your hair. And
Exactly.
so like I said, if the girls knew how to wear the wigs, not glue it onto your edges and pull your edges out, if you knew how to maintain your healthy hair underneath that wig, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I would just say, that's just part of, you guys' trend, and that's what you like to do, to each its own. But the key is they're not taking care of their hair.
Exactly. And I think they like the feeling of how they feel when they have this long, gorgeous hair and this wig and stuff. I think that's the feeling. And again, that still goes to beauty standard, where I think long hair is considered more attractive. But at the same time, it's like, if it's not your real hair, at the end of the day, when you take off the wig, it's like, do you really feel
Do you really
like
like
authentic?
yourself?
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
do you feel
because
authentic?
they claim that they love themselves so much, but then they'll put on somebody else's hair. And it's just like, and there's nothing against, again, anybody who actually wears wigs. But even I see the girls with the short hair, the pixie cuts, they be rocking it, looking gorgeous, looking beautiful. And then even, let's say, if you had cancer or something like that, and your hair fell out and you no longer can grow your hair. I feel like when a woman shaves her hair, it put her in a zone of, I'm gonna win against this cancer that's trying to take control of my life. I'm gonna win, and it kind of makes her look like a warrior princess, if you will, to me. And I think it's beautiful when she can wear her hair the way it is, whether it's shaved off, cut down low, or whatever. It's a beauty that exudes from this individual because of she's taking charge of her life, taking charge of the situation. So short hair, long hair. Women come in all different shapes, sizes, and looks. Okay, that what makes us authentic. So I don't feel like wearing fake hair will make you feel truly beautiful within. Now,
Hmm.
yeah, you'll be beautiful on the outside, but then when you go home and take that wig off, do you like what you see in the mirror? And so that's what I feel like. That's true beauty, when you can like what you see, when it's authentically you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So when we explain on how beauty changed from the 1990s to 2000 to now, I point out wigs. Anything else? You said filters and all that type of stuff, and
Yeah, I said plastic surgery, and
surgery,
also
surgery.
like how natural beauty is becoming rare. Like how, like, just going out, or just even just not putting on eyelash extensions, all this caked up
Oh,
makeup, all this hair extensions, all this, like, getting BBLs, getting, like, all this stuff that's not real. It's like, it's rare to see somebody that don't have something done, got a nose job, got this, and it's like, it's fine to, like, get stuff done if it's needed, like medically necessary.
mm-hmm.
But just to be getting it done because you want a high bridge nose, or you want to have, like, I don't know, like a big butt or something.
That tickles me. That just really gets me because I can't wrap my mind around going through major surgery, because it's a dangerous surgery,
And
and just so you can
expensive.
have a big butt. Like what?
A
Not a
lot of
big
girls do
heart.
that.
not a big soul,
And
nothing
it's
like that.
expensive too. Like this isn't no cheap surgery. Like this is like
Right.
it's expensive. Like you could go and purchase a house or do something more. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, girl, you can get that big butt just by eating some collard greens and cornbread, baby. Going back to the South, baby, go to grandma's house, okay? You can get that type of thing. So again, to each his own. Anybody can do what they feel they need to do, but I feel like some of these women have children, and some of these women don't make it back home to their children, all because they want a big booty, and that's just weird to me. That's just not right. And
Mhm.
so, also, and we talked about the impact that social media filters and photo editing have on self-esteem. I just feel like, okay, and now filters of some kind has always kind of sort of been around, even back in the day when you hire a professional photographer. They'll sometimes airbrush your pictures or clean up the picture, lighten up the picture, do different type of things to picture to make it look better. So that's been around for a long time, but it feel like when you got to distort yourself to the point where you no longer look like yourself, or you and then you do it so much that now you believe that's the way you look. It's just, I feel like that plays on your self-esteem eventually. And so
Mhm.
I feel like it'll start off cute and dandy at the beginning, but then it'll start affecting your self-esteem. And because it would do that, I have a problem with that, you know. But again, with social media and posting and stuff like that, and the filters are right there, so it's just kind of hard not to click one and see how you look and try it
Mhm.
out. So, we all have been guilty of that. But again, when it get to the point that it's like, well, Lord, if I got to do this to look good to other people or even to myself, then I
It's
might
a
need
lot.
to, yeah,
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 and
it
then
might
it's
be a lot.
impossible to keep up with if you really think about it. Every day gotta do the exact same filter. Every day gotta do the exact same style of makeup. Every day gotta do something so much, play it up so much to the point that it becomes draining, and it's like you can't even walk out the house without a full face of makeup on or without, you know, just anything
Hmm.
that's not like it's impossible. Like I feel like keeping up with the beauty standards is not really realistic at all, and it's draining. Like even people on Instagram, it's like you'll be surprised that none of them really look like how they look on Instagram. Like they look like typical people in the real world, but like I said, they
Still
play it up.
beautiful.
Yeah, they play it up on social media to make it seem like they're more, and even like just like their lifestyles, not just beauty but lifestyles,
Yeah,
like they
they lie about the lifestyle and
yeah,
have
like
people thinking that they failing in life because they don't have a mansion,
exactly.
a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, and all
Right.
that type of stuff. And it's just like some of the people in the real world are living better than these influencers because
Mhm.
they putting on, they go and act like they getting on a private jet every day when that's just a prop. That's not even a real plane. That plane ain't took off in years. And so they'll go climb on there and take their picture, and it'll make them feel good to know that other girls are envying that type of
Yeah.
lifestyle. And I feel like that right there is poison to the community, to the world, to the youth. So I feel like that type of stuff should be banned, for real, because
Yeah.
now if you did that and you got on this fake plane and act like you was taking off and then you put in the capture, babe, I just went, this a prop. This is not real,
At
okay?
least you being honest.
Yeah, or you can have a picture like this too if you go to 1614 Park Avenue Drive
Mhm.
where the plane is parked.
Right.
Just be more honest, I feel like. Now, the thing about it is how celebrity culture has influenced beauty from the beginning of time because people
Look
really,
up to
they
celebrities.
look
They
up to
look up. They're
celebrities
like,
like it
oh,
ain't
this is my
nothing.
celebrity crush, or this is somebody I aspire
All
to be.
right.
Some of them even go to like when they're going to get surgery done and be like, I want the nose exactly like this person. I want the hairstyle. I want this exactly like this person. Like they do stuff like that. They have inspirations for surgery they want to get, and it happens to match a celebrity most of the time or influencer on social media.
Which is such a shame, especially with the celebrities now when they're taking the Ozempic and now they got the Ozempic look. They look like Skeletor with a wig.
Skinny is back
It's,
in now. Like
skin is
the
back in, they
trend, the
saying.
trend was thick before, and now skinny's back in. Everything is a
So what the
trend.
girls gonna do with these BBLs?
They're gonna be skinny
Put them
with
in
the
the closet?
BBL. They gonna be skinny with the
Can you take them
BBL.
off, put them in the closet? It's like,
They're gonna be skinny with
yeah.
the BBLs.
No, you can't be skinny with those BBLs. Them things out of control. What I've been seeing, but the girls are trying to get more natural BBLs, but it is a lot of pressure for females to
It
be in a
is.
certain
body, like
yeah, a
have
certain
something,
body.
like if you don't, like a lot of women feel insecure when they don't have boobs, they don't have a bottom, a
Hmm.
behind, like they, that's,
Hips.
yeah, that's insecurity. So, and it's different compared to men. Like men don't have to have that much pressure. Yeah, they have some pressure, but they don't have it nowhere where women have
Right.
it, where every day we got to think about this, we got to think about that, how it feels. Like it's too much for
And
women
then not only do we gotta please ourselves, but we gotta please the world and men.
and our men.
Because
Yeah.
most women want to please and be, you know, appealing to their men, their significant other. And girl, it's just like it don't take much to please a man, but then at the same time, the men will get online and on a podcast and say they don't like this, they don't like that. It changes every other 30 minutes. So
Hmm.
it's hard to keep up. So I feel like you got to like what you like and be happy with that. But again, it's easier said than done because, even back in the day, in the 90s and stuff like that, we had standards that we went by, whether it was spoken or unspoken,
Hmm.
you know and because we wore our natural hairs and things like that, natural bodies, but at the same time, weight was always an issue,
Yeah, I feel like weight is an issue.
Yeah.
I feel like we try to have that movement of body positivity, but at the same time, it's hard to get everybody on board because some people think, oh, you're too big or you too skinny. It's like you're never gonna please people, so it's like why even try? It's like do things for you. Like
Right.
stop trying to be this perfect model person, and then just for people to be like, well, you're not perfect enough.
Yeah, and if somebody tell you that, block them. Get them out your life, okay? Because some people now, hey, some people have parents
Say stuff
that
like
say
that.
stuff like that. They have parents, family members, and stuff like that. And so I still say block them too. If you're gonna constantly be trying to put me down or making me feel a certain type of way, then yeah, I don't need to be around you for sure.
Mm-mm.
And it's kind of sad. Now that kind of brings us next into aging naturally versus the pressure to stay young forever.
That's a we
Woo.
actually had that thing where Gen Zs was nervous to get older, or they thought like, oh, being in your 20s is old, and it's just like, why not just enjoy the process? Because it's like I feel like the thing is, it's like, especially with now the Gen Alphas, everything is old. You're 16, you're old. You're 20, you're old. You're this, you're old. You're that, you're old. It's like, so what is young?
Don't
Like
y'all
what?
blame that on Gen Alpha because y'all was the first ages that came along. Y'all first people that come along and say, and I say y'all mean y'all generation, Generation Z. Y'all be the first one to say, oh, you old, or unc or
That's
auntie.
Gen Alpha calls people
I
unk, not
know that's
us.
y'all do it too. Y'all so
We
ages,
don't say
especially
that.
when TikTok first came out. You guys was the one that was messing with older people, talking about get off the TikTok. Who grandma is
Y'all
this?
was messing
Come
with
get.
us.
No, we just chased y'all down in them
Mm-mm.
TikTok streets to let y'all know y'all messing with the wrong generation, baby. We ain't the ones. But
No, we
y'all was the
got the
first
right one.
ages.
We got the right one.
Y'all, no, y'all was the first ages. Okay, so and it's like, well, you're not gonna stay young forever. We all thought we was gonna stay young. Well, we knew we weren't gonna stay young forever.
I think
We're not
everybody
delusional
knows
like
that. I
some
think
people.
everybody knows that. I mean, I will hope. I feel like everybody knows that you're not gonna
You're
always be
gonna
young.
age
Like you're gonna
eventually.
age, but you can
Yeah.
also make yourself look good at an age if you take care of
Take care of
yourself. You
yourself.
eat right.
Hmm.
You don't get all that surgery, that fake surgery, because that stuff. I mean, you got to get that done every ten
You see the
years or
girls
something,
that
5 years.
been given filters. I mean, not filters, but fillers in their face, and then a
Buckle
year
fat. I
later,
think they get it.
yeah, and then
So,
but then it blew up on their faces. I saw an article about that. It was starting to blow up and stuff like that.
I didn't see it blow up, but I saw like they get buckled. They purposely get some of the fat in their face removed, and then like their face kind of
It's
suck
sucking
in.
in.
Yeah, it's
It's
weird.
like the heroin look, that
Yeah,
crackhead
and it's
look. It's
like
like who go for
you're
that?
aging yourself for no reason. I don't know.
It's ridiculous because, like I said, but aging naturally is something that it's hard for a lot of people to embrace. Even when it comes to celebrities, when they start off at the hot young person in the movie, starting in the movie, the next thing they move into the mother, they move into the grandma, they move into the auntie roles in movies. That affect them as well. And it's just like aging is something that we cannot stop. Okay,
So
now
you
some
might as
people
well
try.
enjoy it.
You might as well enjoy it. It's like you can't stop it
You'll
at
come back
all.
in the next lifetime. Hope.
I'm
No,
not.
I'm
I'm
just playing.
tired.
I'm not either, but I'm just saying if you do decide or
Yeah,
you
but
want to,
yeah, I said I'm tired. I did enough rounds on this earth, and I'm done.
I ain't
Okay.
coming back either.
Mm-mm. So I'm just gonna enjoy it. You just have to, and what comes with it, and there's a lot that comes with it for sure. So the pressure to stay young, it's like, well, if you got the pressure to stay young, that's impossible. You
Mm-mm.
can't stay young. Your age is gonna constantly change, and then people who lie about their age, it's like, girl, stop. And then they
Yeah,
got a,
that's weird.
yeah, you got a trend now that's going on. They were like, um, this is how 40 look. This is how 50 look. This, and then people in the comment section are like, girl, do you want us to tear you from limb to limb? Do you want
Exactly.
the
Or the people
internet?
that be like, um, I'm 29, and then they be like, oh, you look younger than 29, or you don't look 29. I'm like, they look their age. That's their
Right.
age. They look their age. Don't try to don't try to I don't know. Like, you look your age.
It's just
If
simple.
you say you're 20, you look 20. Like,
Right, and then if somebody wants to voluntarily tell you that, then let
mhm,
that happen. But it's just like, yeah, just age gracefully and be happy that you're living to see another year, another age. And what comes with age is wisdom. And so it's a lot of things that comes with it that you just didn't do not have when you're young. So you do
mhm,
have the youth when you're young, but again, you only have that for a short time, and then you got to move on to the next stages, and it continues to go. It's no
mhm.
stop. Okay, now the rise of body positivity and whether it truly changed beauty culture.
I don't think so. I think everything's still the same. I
Oop.
think you have some people that's willing to uplift you, but I still think you still have a lot of people, especially I'm not saying all men, but a lot of men still have that thing where you can't always or even just people in general, you can't always think your body is positive because people will tell you, oh, you'll look better if you do this, or you're still too big, you're still so skinny. It's like I don't really. It's not really positive. Everybody ain't on the movement. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta
It's hard.
be again. You gotta be confident in yourself because,
Mhm.
like I said, somebody gonna always have an opinion, and it's like keep your opinion to yourself, baby, unless you want to get cussed out. Okay, that's just me. But my thing is, yeah, keep your opinion to yourself. Now, again, we giving our opinion here today because we're just doing a thing on the topic, and we just want to, put it out there how we feel about it. But we're not talking about any particular person because each
Mhm.
individual have the right to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And but what I find about this beauty or this body positivity is when people do go and get these different type of procedures done, it's never enough. It's
Yeah,
like
they
they keep
keep
on
going
going.
because they finding flaws about
Yeah,
themselves.
so it's like when is the positivity gonna kick in for you, baby? How
Mhm.
many fillers and filters and BBLs and surgeries and wigs and baby hairs, lashes? What all you need? It's just like
And where
where's
they
the
be getting all
line?
this money from?
Right. They got money, so I guess money is good. The beauty industry is always good. Baby, it's always good. I tell you that. Now, fashion and beauty trends, okay, that Gen X and Gen Z view differently. I think, first of all, I think that you guys just a splitting image of our style back in the day, our 90s style. You guys are doing that now, and you said that you guys are not claiming it as your own, but
It's
you,
inspiration.
so you're inspired by us.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I think
cool.
it's more like we like the style. Like, I know Y2K, we like that style, so we use that. Like, I feel like now we had our era when we went from skinny jeans to now baggy jeans or more comfortable clothing that
With
you
the
wear.
crop tops and
I don't
all.
think it's necessarily crop tops. Some people still do crop tops, but I think now it's like regular shirts, like even like
The
just
baggy
being
shirts?
anything. No, anything comfortable, like anything you deem as comfortable. If somebody deem as comfortable, they're doing that.
Y'all still following? Okay.
No,
Okay.
I think it's inspiration.
Well, yeah. But either way, nothing wrong with a little inspiration because I know I was on Pinterest the other day looking for inspirations on how to decorate my office.
Exactly, so somebody could easily throw back at
Yeah,
you. You're copying.
but I couldn't imitate what they had because, baby, I had different furniture and different things. What I'm looking for is true inspiration. Like, okay, oh, I didn't think to put this on this wall, or I didn't think to turn my desk this way. Still different desks and different aesthetics, but, just to get inspiration. So there's nothing wrong with inspirations, um, but just, making sure you make it your own, and that's the same that goes with beauty standards. Set your own standards,
Mhm.
okay? Don't look on social media, or look at celebrities, or look at your next door neighbor, or look at different people and try to inspire you. Look in the mirror and get your inspirations, okay? And whatever you don't like, I mean, it's up to you to change it. Like some things you can just work on as far as working out and doing different type of exercises that can get you to where you want to be. I don't think that you should do anything that's going to be life or death to you. And make sure you research the different things that you do. But for the most part, I want you to like what you see when you look in the mirror.
I agree.
Right. And then so when it comes to different things like fashion and beauty, I feel like, some people turn towards name brand to make them feel special.
That's true. A lot of people buy name brand. They feel like this like elevates them up. And to me, I'm like, name brand really isn't that like name brand. I feel like it's America that's into stuff like that. Because when you look outside of America, a lot of other countries don't really put high value on that, if that makes sense. Or the value that we pay is different from the
It's
value that
definitely.
they pay.
Yeah, they
Like,
nickel and dime the American people for everything because American people feel
are
like
very superficial.
they are into brands. Yeah, they into brands, and they feel like brands make them. And like, oh, I got on this Gucci, or I got on
And really,
this.
Gucci didn't even like Gucci charging us 2,000 when really they didn't pay nowhere.
Yeah, they pay.
Like,
They paying China prices because China came out and said that all labels, all brands come from China. Okay, made in the same building. Your Gucci made next to your
Louis Vuitton
and your Sheins and all that stuff. Your
and Tame.
Timus, they all in the same building. So they say, well, yeah, Timu sometimes be a
I,
little different story,
yeah,
but either way, but they all in the same building, all being done by the same people. And so that tells you that if you need a brand to make you feel special, do you, boo?
and even after them coming out saying that, there probably people still at Louis Vuitton
They
store
still doing.
buying
They
it.
still spending a lot of money on that, and so a lot of people feel like their worth is in the brand. Now, I personally don't. I feel like I'm about what looks nice on me. What do I like to wear? What makes me look good and feel good? Sometimes it may have most of everything has a brand, but it's like those expensive brands, those luxury brands. It's like, yeah, I don't have to
That's as
have.
much as a car note,
Yeah, I
more than
don't.
a car note,
That'll make me sick if I
rent.
had to wear a shirt that's a car note
And
or
it'd be
I could
basic
buy a
stuff.
car.
Like, it's nothing
Right.
like, it's not really like it's like something out of this world. It'd be like a something you could go get from Walmart that looks good, and you spend in Louis Vuitton, and all it does is have the or Gucci, and all it does is have the symbol on it.
Right. So yeah, so I'm not really into brands per se. Like I said, I'm not saying I don't have some brands, and I don't. Everything is a brand. Everything has brand, a name to it. But I just like what looks good and feel good for me at the time that I am in, because my trend and fashion changes, so everybody else's changes. From season to season, time to time, year to year. So for sure, when it comes to fashion and beauty trends, it's just what it is, a trend, which means it ain't gonna last long. Now, when it comes to how beauty standards affect people when it comes to dating and mental health, how do you feel about that?
I mean, beauty standards is hard to keep up with, so it's easy for your mental health to slip if you feel like, you know, this is wrong with me. I don't like this, or I see somebody else doing this. It's hard to keep up with that. And also with dating, it's like I feel like everybody, like I said, men tend to go for a lot of physical aspects. Like they want a girl to basically look on 100 24/7. Whereas in women, I feel like we're more emotional, where we see what's inside and rather give anybody a chance, or regardless of their looks. Where men is like, nope, my girl got to look good, and then I'll go deeper than that. But most of the time, it's superficial, where it's based on look. Where I feel like when it comes to dating women, we don't think like that. We more like emotional, where we'll be like, okay, like he's not typically my type, but I'm gonna give him a chance. Like,
And then he still be a dog. Okay. And so that's what's even worse.
yeah.
But the thing about it, when it comes to mental health and stuff like that, I think a lot of people, let's say if you're dating a guy and he break up with you and he don't, the reason he gave was, oh, because of your weight, or oh, because you're not my type and stuff like that. And that sends girls into a tailspin. Or even guys, if a girl tell you, oh, you're not my type, that'll send a guy into a tailspin and trying to fix whatever it was that this person didn't like about you. Instead of you saying, well, I'm just not for you and you just not for me. Yeah, it hurt that I got rejected this way when I cared about you, but you have to move forward in that. So it will affect your mental health for sure. But then you got people who, you have a prime example, you may have a man who will have certain standards for this particular woman, and then the next woman he get would not even have come close to anything that this last lady had.
Right.
And so they standards change from girl to girl, situation to situation. Okay, just like again, it's a trend. He may be on trend for this, or maybe he was just giving you an excuse. So I think some people base their mental health on what other people think and feel about you, whether it's a parent, a boyfriend, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in dating, especially if you got a husband, and after a woman have a baby, she feeling so much pressure to lose the weight after just giving life.
Right.
And the men be like putting the pressure on, like, are you sure you're gonna eat that? Did you go to the gym today? Did you walk today? And it's just like, sir, did you give life today? She did. So back off,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
when it comes to mental health. So I think that it does, beauty standards do
It
affect
plays a
dating
part.
and
Yeah,
mental
for
health.
sure.
For sure. Now, the last one, it says, are modern beauty standards empowering people or making insecurities worse?
It's obviously making insecurities
Very
worse. I don't
obvious.
I don't think anybody would be like, yes, it's empowering. Like, no, it's making insecurities worse because it's just showing that. But then again, it's like, does anybody really fit the so-called beauty standards when everybody look different, everybody
Mm-mm.
is different? It's like, but I feel like everybody is trying to mold to look like this ideal person or this ideal feature, whatever. And it's like,
And what
where
is this ideal thing? Because who is truly happy? Prime example, I know I said I wasn't going to name the names, but Megan Fox, truly gorgeous, beautiful, born beautiful and gorgeous.
and
But even
still want to
she
get work
felt the
done.
need to get work done. It's like, what? Are you
Like, even
serious?
like the person that everybody look up to, and it's like you rarely
Right.
hear anybody say Megan Fox isn't pretty.
She's beautiful.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I ain't saying she's not now, but I'm just saying the way she was born, she was gorgeous. And then she changed herself in so many different ways. So now when I see her, I don't even know that's her. And so she looks so much different. So that's just an example of saying how you may see this person as being gorgeous, beautiful, but they don't see that when they look in the mirror.
exactly, like, for example, like, I think Youngjin from Stray Kids, like I said, gorgeous man. I'm talking about gorgeous man. It's like he got, obviously he bagging brand deals, but it's like something about him look different now from his
Hmm.
previous. And I'm like, what did he get done? Like, why? Like, you were already so handsome. I'm talking about like one of the most handsome men in Korea.
K-popper, so for
In
sure.
Korea,
Hmm.
and went and got something done. It's like, why? It's like, some of y'all are like
Are
literally
we too
like,
close to the mic?
oh, okay.
Okay.
Some of y'all
Yeah.
are like literally like ideal people, and y'all still get stuff done.
Yeah. So, I guess that goes back to saying beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like
Hmm.
in our eyes, they look beautiful, but clearly in their eyes, they see something different because they went and changed a perfect face.
Hmm.
And
People think your insecurities is what makes you unique.
yeah, I'm telling you, and not even insecurities. What you think is a flaw
Flaw.
is something that makes you unique, and would everybody love it? Maybe not. But who cares what everybody like? I feel like the person that's for you, or the person that resonate with you and see that beauty, will appreciate you. And but that main person that needs to see it and appreciate it is you. And
Hmm.
so if Megan Fox looked in the mirror and saw beauty, she wouldn't never change what she changed and stuff like that. And she well in her right because it's her face, but it's just like, girl, you really didn't have anything that you needed to change,
Right, right.
just beautiful. And so I just feel like, just look at what you consider the flaws as something that's authentic to you. And no one else has it, or wearing it or sporting it the way you're doing it. And so be proudful of that. Look in the mirror and love that. Matter of fact, keep on looking in the mirror until you love it. Because sometimes you have a distorted perception of yourself, and that's not what other people see. And if it is, then, you know, oh well. But you need to look in the mirror and see and like what you like. I
I
feel
agree.
like,
Yeah.
and again, it's easier said than done, but I feel like it can be done. I feel like it
It can be
can.
done
You
for
just
sure.
gotta
It
cancel
takes
out the
time.
noise that's in your head and the noise from the
And
outside.
sometimes take breaks from social media.
All the time, take breaks from social media because social media is toxic. And the only time I use social media is for business purposes.
Hmm.
I don't need it for any type of personal, or like I said, like I'm getting inspiration for an office or something like that. But I'm not never gonna look for inspiration or ooh how my butt should be shaped. No, no, this butt gonna be shaped the way it's shaped, okay, or the way I shape it in the gym, and that's it.
Yeah.
So Yeah, so anything else you want to add? I think we covered.
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
covered a lot. We can go on and on and on about certain beauty standards, but
Hmm.
again, that's our opinions. You have your own, and if you would like to share your opinion, drop it down in the
In the
comment
comments
section
below.
and let us know because we're open to hearing how you feel about it.
And
And if you,
taking topics
yeah,
that
if
you
you got
want
any
to hear.
topics you want us to talk about, hey, drop it. Let us know, baby.
And also
Okay.
hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. That helps us a lot. Thank you.
Right. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.